where is the real Mount Sinai is important right now. Can you imagine the climate change people have had their meeting
Yes.
at what they think is Mount Sinai, and once again, why would they have this meeting at Mount Sinai? Why do the climate change people want to connect to something God's in the Bible, which would be Mount Sinai?
Yeah, they like to deny God, but they just can't get away from the reality of God, and they want to replace the events that happened there. You know that the activists went. This is, hardly recorded. It was actually in the Times of Israel. They said that 5 of the activists went during this COP27 conference. They called it the UN Climate Conference. And they took 2 stone tablets in green. Talk about a clue for the green horse. And then they broke those 2 tablets. And they said, the green represents the green commandments that we follow and worship.
Oh.
And then they wrote in Hebrew on the green tablet that they broke, they wrote in Hebrew, broken promises. Wow. So they enact what Moses did, because Moses was protesting the fact that the Israelites had sinned before he had given them the 10 commandments. And they've replaced those commandments with their own green commandments on green tablets, and it's ushering in the green horse of the apocalypse. And one of the things that's important about this is it tells us the timeline. It tells us that we are living in Revelation chapter 6. So we don't have to guess, we don't have to doubt. We know that Revelation 6 is really, the horses are galloping. The only problem is we've been mistaught all these years that those seals in Revelation chapter 6 means the beginning of the tribulation. I don't believe that is. I think if you just make a tiny adjustment and be open to the fact that those seals are pre-tribulation signs, and they match the pre-tribulation signs of Matthew 24 and Luke 21 that Jesus gave, then everything fits. Then we're living at the very edge of the pre-tribulation signs. So I think it's very important to know that. I think it's important to know that the Middle East is going to become more prominent in everything. Like the World Soccer is happening in Qatar. You're going to see the Middle East rise up. You're going to see tourism begin to open up in Saudi Arabia. And I think that gives us, in a way, it gives us some time. It buys us some time. It looks like the world's in a mess. It looks like everything's falling apart. But if you look at Revelation 17 and 18, and you see that there is a mystery Babylon, there is a city that's going to be built in that area, and it's going to take some time. Their projection is going to be built in 2030. So we're still well within the prophetic timeline that lots of other prophets have been speaking about, that 2032, 2033 is going to mark 2,000 years since the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's very significant. So right around that time, they're going to finish this project. And I believe that we have some time. We have some time to save America. We have some time to get Americans off their lazy chair and get out onto mission and go spread the good news. It's been kept secret for far too long. The whole world is dying for this news, and Americans live in the most Christian, used to be the most Christian country in the world. I pray that with an awakening, Christians will rise back up and bring the gospel to the world. Don't just keep it for yourselves.